Hi, I'm Megan and welcome to my kitchen. In today's What's for Dinner video, I'll be sharing with you what meals we had this past week. Our dinners were easy to make, budget friendly, and delicious. So if you're looking for some weeknight meal ideas for your family, just keep watching. For dinner this first night, we really wanted Thai food, so we ordered from a local restaurant. Gary ran and picked it up for us. I got the pork fried rice, and then Gary got the chicken and shrimp pad thai, and that was our dinner, and it was delicious. So good. If you've never had Thai fried rice before, you've had like the Chinese style from takeout restaurants or buffets or whatever. The Thai Vietnamese Laotian style fried rice is, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just different, and it is so good. The next day was the Super Bowl, so my mom and dad and little brother came over. My two sisters were working and couldn't get away. I decided to do a nacho bar and then other goodies, so let me show you what I put together. And a quick disclaimer, we aren't really big football watchers. We normally just watch the Super Bowl and mainly, honestly, for the commercials and the snacks and the halftime show. So like I said, let me show you what I put together. So first up, we've got some chips. I did just tortilla chips and Doritos. Then for the nacho cheese sauce, all this is a block of Velveeta cheese with some milk, and I cooked it on high for about 2 hours. I did stir it every maybe 45 minutes or so. I did add in just the tiniest little splash of jalapeno juice. And then I cooked up some hot dogs. I cooked these in the air fryer, and then this Trio buffet style warmer, my mom and dad got this for me for my birthday, so it was my first chance to try it, and I really enjoyed it. It did a really good job keeping all these things warm. And then in the second container, we have some of my dad's taco meat. I'm still waiting for him to send me the recipe for that. As soon as he does, I will make sure to share it with you. And then in this third container, I separated it with some aluminum foil. I just took some foil and created like a barrier. And in the back, I've got just some refried beans I warmed up. And then the front is chili. It's just the canned Great Value. I did 1 can of chili with beans and 1 can of chili without beans, warm them up. And then we have all the different toppings for nachos and chili cheese dogs. And then my mom brought this veggie tray, this cheese and meat tray, some ham pinwheels, an assortment of crackers. And then in the back, I've got just some like ruffled chips and then the Utz football mix that comes out during football season. And I have this bacon cheddar ranch dip that I got at Sam's Club. That dip is really good, by the way. And then my mom brought the fruit tray with some honey goat cheese. I picked up some of these little mini cupcakes from, I think I got these from Kroger. And then I made some of the little like TikTok viral cookies. I've shared how I made this before on my channel. I'll link that video down in the description box below for you. And then I just decorated the table a little bit. These decorations just came from the Dollar Tree, but they were super cute. And yeah, we had fun snacking and watching the game together. And yeah, everything was delicious. For dinner the next night, we had leftovers from the Super Bowl. Dinner the next night was off a meal plan, but it was like day 12 million in a row where it was just dark and dreary and raining and chilly outside, and so I wanted something pretty comforting and just stick to your ribs. So I decided to do a chicken and dumpling casserole. I've shared this before. This is the plain chickens recipe, but I do make a change to it that I saw with from in the kitchen with Mama Mel. So I've got the oven preheating to 350 degrees. In this baking dish, I'm going to add in some melted butter. Then I'm adding in some shredded chicken. This is just shredded chicken breast that I'd cooked and froze. I, thawed it in the microwave. You could do rotisserie chicken or whatever you want to use. So you lay the chicken on top, and then I'm going to add a little sprinkle of Badia Complete. You don't have to do that, or you can use whatever seasonings you want. Here's the change from plain chicken's recipe that I got from Mel, is to use the Southern Biscuit mix. I find this at Food Lion. I think you can also find it at Walmart and maybe some other grocery stores. You can also find it online at Amazon. The plain chicken's recipe calls for like flour, baking powder, soda, and something. So if you can't find this or you don't have it on hand, you can totally just follow the recipe. So we're going to add that to a measuring cup with some milk, mix it really well, and then pour it on top of the chicken. Do not mix this. I know you're going to want to mix Resist the urge. Do not mix it. Once we've poured that over the chicken, we are I'm just using the same measuring cup. No need to, dirty up another one. I'm adding in some chicken broth and then a can of cream of chicken soup. I've got cream of chicken and mushroom on hand, so that's just what I'm going to do today. So I'm going to mix that really well and then pour that over the casserole. Again, do not mix this. We're going to place this into the preheated oven. Again, it was 350 degrees, and you're going to bake this for about 35 to 45 minutes or so, or until the dumplings start to get golden brown. And then you do want to let this rest for about 10 minutes before you serve it up. For a quick side, I had a can of these large butter beans I got from Save-A-Lot, and I wanted to use them up. So in this little saucepan here, I've got just a couple slices of bacon I cooked up and chopped the bacon. I'm adding in the beans. I did rinse and drain them. Adding in a little bit of chicken broth, and then for seasonings, you can add whatever seasonings you like. I'm doing some onion powder, garlic powder, salt, pepper, and then a tiny little pinch of brown sugar. I'm going to give that a stir and then bring that to a boil. Once it's at a boil, I'm going to reduce it to a simmer and cook it for maybe about 15 or 20 minutes until the beans are tender. Keep an eye on it to make sure, you don't run out of liquid, and that's what they look like when they were done. Here is my plate. I know, not a looker, but it was delicious nonetheless. I've got the chicken and dumpling casserole, the lima beans or butter beans, whatever you want to call them, same thing. And then I had one of the heirloom tomatoes I got from the grocery store, and just the sliced tomatoes sounded good. So sliced that up, added a little bit of salt, and that was dinner this night. Gary ate later than I did, and I forgot to get a picture of his plate, but it was literally the exact same thing. Okay, so for the next night, to be completely honest with you guys, I almost didn't share this, but then I thought about it and I was like, no, I try to be real and honest with you guys and share what we actually eat, even if it's eating out or a bowl of cereal or, whatever the case may be. And so this is honestly what we had for dinner this night, so I wanted to go ahead and share it. Quick disclaimer, and this is the reason why I hesitated. This is not a sponsored video at all. In any way, shape, form, or fashion, this company has absolutely no clue who I am. I bought this completely with my own money. I'd seen an advertisement on Instagram a few weeks ago for this company called Happy Hour. And if you've been with me for a while, Gary and I love doing charcuterie boards. We make our own a lot. We also bought some, locally from people who make them in our town. We just love them, and we like trying different things. And so when I saw this, I was like, this seems perfect. So Happy Hour, from what I know and what I've read so far, is a subscription-based service, and every month they send you a curated, basically charcuterie board in a box. And so I wanted to unbox it with you guys and show you what everything looked like, and then I'll show you what we had. And again, not sponsored at all. The leaflet that it came with did say that you could use a referral link for me. I'll put that down in the description box below for you, but absolutely no pressure whatsoever. If this is something you want to look into, you do not have to use that link at all. I think it says you get $20 off your first box. It might give me some sort of $20 off or points or something. I don't know enough about it at this point, but again, you do not have to use the link at all. Okay, enough chit-chatting. Let me show you what this looked like and what we got. So when I opened the box, they had this little tasting guide here of suggestions, and then there's a QR code here that you can go online and read about each of the different items, things like that. And then, like I said, here is this information about the, okay, so I said I wasn't sure about if I got $20 or not. So here it says I get $20 on a box, and you get $20 off your first box if you want to order this. But again, no pressure. So everything was really, really well packed. They had quite a bit of ice in here, and then they separated out what needs to be cold versus what didn't need to be cold. So this month it was a Southern comfort theme. So they have these biscuit sea salt crackers that they gave to us. Well, I guess not gave, we bought it. And then they have some dried peaches. And then they are, here are some, what are these, candied pecans? I guess they call them praline pecans. And then we got two little jams. One is a peach bourbon, and then the other is a raspberry mostarda. All right, so here's an overview of everything we got. I've already shown you the jams, the biscuit crackers, the praline pecans, and the dried peaches. So for the charcuterie meat, we got some of this coppa. And I'm not going to go into detail about what everything is and where it's made from and where it came. You can pause and read it or go to their website and look. We got this Georgia, I think it's Tome cheese. some southern chorizo, and then this pimento cheese. I've never tried this brand before. I'd never heard of it. And then last but not least, this honey clover Gouda. And this is one of the reasons that I wanted to try this. The cheeses, especially the honey clover Gouda, that's not something that, first of all, I've never seen these, you know, in the stores or anything around me, but it's just something that I would never think to pick up. And the southern chorizo. Now, I should have laid all this out on a charcuterie board, you know, and made it pretty, but we were hungry. So I just made us just some plates with a little bit of everything. Everything was delicious. Now, the pimento cheese, it was okay. I'm very, very particular about pimento cheese. I don't like a lot of, you know, different kinds of brands and stuff, to be honest. I really just like my own that I make. But it was okay. It wasn't bad. But the honey clover Gouda and that Georgia home cheese, so stinking delicious. And I loved the like tasting guide that it gave, because it gave like different suggestions. Like it said, you know, try the capo with some of the honey clover Gouda and then a little bit of the raspberry mostarda. And I mean, it was just so good, that bite together. So yeah, this is definitely something we would get again. I did look real quick and, you know, just find out some more information about the subscription model. You can do different size boxes, and then you can also set like how often you want to get them. You don't have to get them every month if you don't want to. You can spread it out 6 weeks, 8 weeks, however. You can pause and cancel at any time. It said that they send you an email every month saying what that month's box is going to be, and so, you know, if you're not into it or whatever, you can just skip it. But yeah, like I said, not sponsored at all, no pressure at all, just sharing what we honestly had for dinner this night. If this is something you might be interested in, like I said, there will be a link down below, but absolutely no pressure whatsoever. But this was really, really good. It was really fun to try new things and to try the different combinations. If you've also been with me for a while, you know I have a thing about mixing food and foods touching and stuff like that. I'm trying to get better about it. And so again, this is something that I wouldn't normally do, mixing like the cheese, the meat, the, you know, the nuts, the spreads, all that. But decided to try it, and it was really, really good. I was really proud of myself for stepping outside of my comfort zone. But yeah, anyway, dinner that night, so good. Sorry, real quick before I show you this next dinner, just one final note on the charcuterie board. I felt like the price for this was very comparable to the charcuterie boards we've purchased in the past. This was enough for us for dinner this night, and then we had leftovers, and I got the smaller box. All right, now for the taco salads. I have shared this before on my channel. This is our favorite taco salad. Got this recipe years and years ago from a lady I used to work with named Melissa. I'll type it out in the description box below for you. Here is everything that I'm going to use for the taco salad. Feel free to substitute, add, change based on what you all, you know, you and your family like, or what you've got on hand. I've got lettuce, dark red kidney beans, I'm going to drain and rinse. Leftover from the nacho bar, we've got some diced tomatoes, green onions, black olives, the Doritos, some shredded cheese, and then for the dressing, I know the dressing might sound a little weird, but it is so good on this salad. It's Thousand Island dressing, taco seasoning, some hot sauce, and sugar. And then here is my dad's taco meat that I'm going to use for the taco salads. You can cook up your own taco meat. And then I like to add a little bit of salsa to the salad dressing. I forgot to show it in the first picture, but again, check the description box below for the measurements for the dressing. And then I just assembled the salads. Again, Gary ate later than I did this night, but he had the exact same thing, and this salad is so good. If you don't want to use the dressing, you can use Catalina dressing, you can use like the Western salad dressing, or you can just use like salsa and taco sauce or sour cream. For the last dinner in this week's video, it was Valentine's Day. I think we've pretty much always done Valentine's Day at home. It's so much cheaper, less crowds, and to be honest, a lot of times it's just as good, if not better, than what you can eat out. I'm going to start out by making some cocktail sauce. We're going to do a shrimp cocktail. Here are the ingredients I'm going to use. I don't have measurements for this. I'm sorry. I just eyeball it. I've got some chili sauce, ketchup, Worcestershire sauce, some hot sauce, lemon juice, and then horseradish. I just mix everything together according to taste and then pop it into the fridge for a little bit for the flavors to come together. I also decided to try a new sauce for the shrimp cocktail. I'd seen it on Pinterest. I'll link that recipe down in the description box below for you. Here are the ingredients. I've got some mayonnaise, sriracha, salt, pepper, Thai sweet chili sauce with a little bit of lemon juice. Again, just mix that up, popped it in the fridge to let it come together. For the entree, I decided to do some steak bites with mushrooms and onions. I'm going to cook them separately. I want the mushrooms to get brown. So in this skillet over medium-high heat, I've got some olive oil. Once it's hot, I'm going to add in some sliced mushrooms. Do not add salt to these yet. I cooked these for about 4 or 5 minutes. I did stir them. Once they're golden brown, you can then season them up with some salt and pepper. I'm going to set them to the side. To that same skillet, again, a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to add in some thinly sliced, I started to say mushrooms. These aren't mushrooms, onions. Now, I want these to get soft, and so I am going to add salt and pepper at the beginning. That salt is going to help draw the moisture out of the onions, help them to soften. Again, cook these for 4 or 5 minutes until they got tender and started to turn golden brown. Same skillet, once again, olive oil. This is on medium-high heat. Here I've got, these are 2 strip steaks. I just cut them into cubes. I added a little bit of olive oil and then some cracked black pepper, as well as this smoked sea salt. I just happen to have this on hand and wanted to use it up. You can use whatever kind of salt you want and whatever seasonings you want. So I'm just going to cook those until they're golden brown and cooked to our liking. Maybe about a minute or 2 before they're completely done, I'm going to add in some butter. Here I have this like garlic chive butter. I got this at Target. I decided to use that and then added in some minced garlic. Once the butter was melted and about 30 seconds or so for the garlic to cook, I'm going to add the onions and mushrooms back in, give that a stir, warm them through, and then that's it. The steak tips are ready to serve up. I had a couple lobster tails in the freezer. I'd bought them when they were on sale, and so I allowed them to thaw. I cut them down the back, and then I'm going to make a seasoned butter. Just melt up some butter with paprika, garlic powder, salt, and pepper. I brushed some of the butter on the raw lobster tails. Make sure that you don't cross-contaminate. And then I placed the lobster tails into the air fryer and cooked them at 390 degrees for about 6 or 7 minutes. And then once they were done, I drizzled a little bit of the butter on top and then served the rest of it on this side in case we wanted to dip it. Now for the shrimp cocktail, we've got the 2 sauces that we made at the top of the screen, and then this shrimp, I just laid some crushed ice on a little cheapy Valentine's Day platter I got years ago at Walmart. And then the shrimp, I got this whole bag of shrimp, all of these shrimp, jumbo, already cooked, tail on, peeled, for $6.99 at the grocery store. This is exactly why I said we like to do Valentine's Day dinner at home. There is no way whatsoever you could get shrimp cocktail out at a restaurant with this many shrimp for $7. So good. And then I did a quick Caesar salad, just a romaine lettuce, shredded Parmesan cheese, some croutons, and then had the Ken's creamy Caesar dressing, mixed that up. I just put the little table together. I know, not fancy, but try to make it a little nice for us. And then for the dessert, I bought this like heart cookie kit back at when Target first put out their Valentine's Day stuff. And so I just cooked up a cookie according to the package instructions, and then we served it up with some vanilla ice cream, and that was our dinner that night. So delicious. All right, that's it for this week's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you liked this video. If you did, hit the thumbs up button below and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. I hope you have a great rest of the day. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.